Hi there, Karen Flaherty from Living by Human Design. Hope you're doing well. Today, in the Human Design Weather Report, we're going to be talking about the gate 34, which is the gate of multitasking and power. Just in time for Thanksgiving, right? Okay, so this is a busy week. We've got the sun in the gate 34, which we've had for a while, but it just always it always comes actually this time of the year. It's always Thanksgiving week that the 34 and the 20 are in this dance, right? The 34 is in the sun and the 20 is in the earth. And so now we've got them duplicated, basically. We've got the 34 in the sun, 20 in the earth, 20 in the north node, 34 in the south node. So there's a lot going on. And so it's almost, it could be a double whammy. You might already have it in your chart anyway, or you could be just very tired by the end of the week. So again, we've got this energy for the entire week. It does come around the third week of November every year. And so traditionally in the United States, that's Thanksgiving. And so it's what gives all of us a lot of energy to get done what we feel like we need to get done. And so it's the kind of energy that you probably notice that lots of people around you who may not have had that energy usually will have it. And so again, this year we're going to have it twice, kind of a double whammy. And so as we still have the channel 6124, which is awareness, and this is with us for a few more days. The route to the solar plexus continuum which is the 1949, that's here till Wednesday. So the sun started this morning early around 5 a.m. November 22nd, and this route to the solar plexus will last another 2 days till Wednesday, but it is gone by Thursday, which in the US is Thanksgiving. So, and only, so two of the planets are still retrograde, but Neptune is not going to be retrograde for much longer, and Uranus will just stay in. So, but still a lot of energy in the chart. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still 6 of the energy centers will be defined. So lots of energy. And then, as I mentioned, the solar plexus and root will go away on Wednesday. And then the gate 49, which was in Jupiter, moved to 30, the gate 30, which is the gate of intensity. So we go from being emotional to being intense. And so some people are going to feel intense, maybe a little less emotional. The good news is that this gate 30 in the first few days of it is called composure. So hopefully there'll be composure at all the Thanksgiving tables around the country. But these centers will all stay defined through the weekend, through Thanksgiving weekend. So you'll all have the 20 and the 34, and then this head and ajna energy, which should make all the discussions really interesting. So we've got this sun is 34. I've learned it as multitasking. In the original I Ching, it's the power of the great, or power in, or just power, because basically multitasking is thought of as, at least when you're in a position of power, as being a way to create power, a way to get things done, to, find ways to get a lot of things done, and to delegate in a powerful way. So what they say here from the Human Design book is power is only great when its display or use serves the common good. So again, it's still, while you might be powerful, while you might be able to multitask, when you're serving the common good, that's the most powerful you can be. The incarnation crosses this week are the crosses of the sleeping phoenix, power and duality. And then when we talk about gate 20 is that gate that goes up to the throat, directly up to the throat. It's connected to the throat. And this allows us, it's called metamorphosis, or contemplation in the now, in the original I Ching. So basically it allows us to speak in the moment. And so this is what many people might be doing these days, is speaking in the moment, right? Speaking what they come up with intuitively, or that they want to talk about, or what's on their mind. Any of that is possible. And so that's where this energy comes from. We call it metamorphosis because it has the power to change the energy of a room, or the energy to change the tone, or the direction of a conversation. It's that kind of energy. In the Gene Keys, superficiality is the shadow, because of course you can speak in the moment, but if you're just, spreading gossip or rumors or things like that, that's a little superficial, right? So self-assurance is the gift and presence is the CD. So we've got in the gate 34, the shadow is force, the gift is strength, and the CD is majesty. You can kind of feel how force and strength could both be parts of power, right? Because that's what we call it in the I Ching. It's the gate of power. But they're different types of energy, right? The shadow, Richard Rudd is saying, is force. That's pushing, right? Pushing things to happen. The gift is strength, and he actually talks of it as inner strength. He's in the graphic. He says often strength is about not moving at all, and that's the majesty part of it. And so he also says in a world where the lower frequencies dominate, and he's talking about energy frequencies, many people are at lower energy frequencies, and those tend to dominate. True inner strength never goes unnoticed. When people are at lower frequencies, they do tend to notice the people who rise above that, right? Who rise to perhaps a higher frequency, a better or a more powerful way of being is to have the true inner strength and be able to make a decision about being right, a moral right versus needing to be right from what they're thinking. He also says if the CD dawns in a person, they do not communicate through words or language, but through their actions and movement. And we all know leaders who have been really inspiring because of their actions and their movement, as opposed to what they're saying. In fact, looking at many politicians these days, just as an example, a lot of what they say doesn't even matter. What they say doesn't matter. It's what they do. And so, and same thing with leaders in our communities and leaders in our families and anywhere you look, right? It's what they do that matters, not what they say. And that's, kind of, I think, one that you can take to the bank. The personalities born in this gate, 34 are an interesting lot. Again, it's Sleeping Phoenix, Power, and Duality are the incarnation crosses. So I didn't even know this, that when President Kennedy was shot, that was on November 22nd in 1963, John F. Kennedy Jr., his son, was just about to turn 3 years old. In fact, he turned 3 on the day of the funeral. And Carolyn Kennedy, his sister, was about to turn 6, I think it was. She was 3 years older than him. I had no idea that their birthdays were so close to the actual assassination. So that was pretty interesting to find out. People born this week: Charles M. Schulz, the creator of Peanuts, Henry Toulouse-Lautrec, a wonderful painter, French painter, Jimi Hendrix, the musician, Bruce Lee, the martial arts specialist and expert, Charles de Gaulle, the former Prime Minister of France, the Hoagie Carmichael, famous musician, Steve Van Zandt from Bruce Springsteen's band, Billie Jean King, Scarlett Johansson, and Scott Joplin. And so a lot of things happened this week in history. The one many of us remember or know of was the 1963 assassination of President Kennedy, as I mentioned, but also in 1919, a labor conference commenced in the United States, and they urged an 8-hour work day so that there would be a 48-hour work week altogether, which if you do the math, it's 6 days a week, 8 hours a day, as opposed to what they had been working, which sometimes was 7 days a week and sometimes 10 hours or longer a day. So interesting to think that was only 100 years ago that changed. And now we're working from home and working remotely, and not everybody does, but many people are able to work at home now and have much more flexible hours. So quite a big difference there. In 1982, the first smartphone, it was called the IBM Simon. It was introduced at Comdex in Las Vegas, Nevada. The US Congress passed the Brady Bill, requiring a 5-day waiting period in 1992, and that was a result of President Reagan's assassination attempt. In 1923, transatlantic broadcasting from England to America commenced for the first time. Now, that's less than 100 years ago, and that's pretty amazing. Also in 1984, Band-Aid recorded their charity single, Do They Know It's Christmas, to raise money for the famine in Ethiopia. In 1789, George Washington proclaimed this a national Thanksgiving Day as in honor of the new Constitution, and then it finally became a national holiday in 1863. And to end on a high note, the first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is held in New York City on November 27th in 1924 for the first big parade that they had. And I'm sure, many people have a tradition of watching that parade. So I hope you enjoy watching your parade. I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving, whether you're family or friends or traveling or not. Wherever you are, enjoy it, be thankful, be grateful. We have a lot to be grateful for. Many things are changing and many things will continue to change. But the more gratitude we have, the more we'll be able to evolve through what's happening now. So I wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving if you're celebrating in the United States. And if not, have a wonderful week. And I will see you in the next session. Take care.